Thank you so much for joining me for this rest day class designed to include mobility and strength work to complement your training. So when you're ready, having a bit of a shake out of the legs and coming to a comfortable standing position. So finding our mountain pose first and just allowing everything to settle. Taking the shoulders over the hips, nice neutral pelvis. On the next inhale, we're taking the arms up overhead. And then exhaling, coming down to the right side, opening up the left side body. Inhaling back up to center. And then exhaling over to the left side, keeping the chest open. Inhaling back up to center, and then on the exhale we're going to take a forward fold and staying here for just a moment, maybe tucking the chin, inviting length into the back of the neck, maybe bending the knees, allowing the chest to settle on the tops of the thighs. And if we're here, maybe taking hold of each of the elbows, taking a gentle sway from side to side, or maybe interlacing the fingers behind the head, taking some of the weight out of the neck. Breathing in here and just allowing everything to settle at the very beginning. Now on the next inhale, we're going to plant both the hands, stepping back into our plank pose, reaching back through the heels, pressing down through the hands, keeping strong through the shoulders, squeezing the abs. On the next inhale, we're going to take the left foot outside of the left hand. Inhaling, lifting the left hand. Exhaling, kicking the right foot all the way through. Inhaling, taking the right foot back. Exhaling, left foot back to plank. Taking a big inhale here. Releasing a full exhale. Taking that again on the other side. So inhaling, right foot outside of the right hand. Exhaling, lifting the left hand. Exhaling, lifting the right hand. Inhaling, left foot comes through. Exhaling, left foot back, right hand back down to the mat. Inhaling, taking the right foot back to plank once more. Deep breath in and releasing the exhale. One big inhale here. On the exhale, taking the left foot in between the hands, finding our balance point, and then inhaling, lifting the hands up overhead, lifting the chest, finding our high lunge. Breathing in deeply here, opening the chest, lifting the hands, and then exhaling, right hand comes back towards the back of the right thigh. Left hand reaches back and over. One big inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're going to start to turn to the right and sink down into the left hip and the left knee, finding our left side Skandasana. The right toes point up towards the sky. Feeling the release all along the inside of the right leg. And now taking the left hand down to the mat, inhaling, right hand up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, straighten the left leg, lift the arms up overhead. exhaling, sinking down into our right side Skandasana, right knee and right hip. Taking the right hand down to the floor, inhaling, lifting the left up overhead, exhaling, hands to prayer, and then inhaling, straightening the right leg, pressing the hands upwards. We're going to go one more time on each side. So exhaling, sinking down into the left side. Maybe the left hand comes down to the mat. Inhaling, reaching the right arm up overhead, opening the chest. Exhaling, hands to prayer, finding the balance. And then pressing down through the feet. Inhaling, drawing the hands upwards, straightening the legs. Exhaling, coming down towards the right, sinking into the hips, right hand down to the mat. Inhaling, lifting the left hand, expanding the chest. Exhaling, hands to prayer. One last time, finding the balance. And then from here, we're going to turn our right toes towards the back of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. When we're ready, inhaling, lifting up into our high lunge on the other side, finding the balance point. And then exhaling, left hand comes down towards the left thigh, reaching up and back through the right fingers. Finding the balance. One more inhale here. And then exhaling, hands to prayer, stepping forwards. We're going to exhale, folding forwards over the feet. And again, maybe seeing about tucking the chin. Maybe taking a gentle bend to the knees. Maybe closing down the eyes. And then when you're ready, uncurling vertebra by vertebra, coming up into our standing mountain Tadasana on the other side. From our mountain pose, we're going to take a big side step to the left or the right, doesn't really matter too much, but we're going to turn the toes out so they're at 45-degree angles, taking the hands to cactus. On the next exhale, we're going to sink the hips down, bending the knees, finding our goddess pose. And breathing in here, drawing the shoulder blades together to keep the chest open. It's really easy here to end up leaning forwards, but you want to keep the chest up. And you can take the hands to the hips if that's a little bit more comfortable. Or on the next inhale, reaching the hands up overhead. Exhaling, taking the right hand over towards the left hip, and the left hand goes behind and over towards the right hip, twisting open to the left. Breathing in here. On the exhale, we're going to uncurl, taking the arms back up overhead, and then exhaling, the left hand comes over towards the right hip, and this time the right hand goes behind, reaching over towards the left hip, twisting to the right. Breathing in, exhaling all the way up, straightening the legs, lifting up into our star pose. And then on the exhale, turning the left toes towards the left, taking the hands down to the sides, inhaling, reaching the left fingers all the way as far as they can go before taking them down towards the floor, taking the right hands up to the sky into our triangle pose. And here we want to keep the shoulders stacked, so it can feel a little bit like we're leaning backwards. Taking the gaze up towards the right fingers maybe,
or maybe down towards the mat, seeing which feels more comfortable. Taking a deep breath. And then on the next exhale, we're going to take the right hand down to meet the left. And the right toes are going to turn back up towards the top right hand corner of the mat. Taking our hips so that they're even. And we should be looking over the big toe here. So coming round into our pyramid pose. Inhaling, extending the spine. Exhaling, curling forwards, maybe taking the forehead down towards the shin. Feeling the release all through the back of the left leg. One more big inhale here. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend into the left knee, taking the toes of the back foot onto the mat. We're going to take the right knee down. Inhaling, lifting up through the hands, lifting the chest, pressing the hips forwards, coming into our Anjaneyasana low lunge. Breathing in here. On the exhale, we're going to take both hands down to the mat, turning a little bit towards the right, coming back into our left side Skandasana. So we've been here before, right? And we know we've got a few options here. So you can take an arms open stance, breathing in, opening the arms, expanding the chest. Or if you want to try something a little bit different, you can take the left hand behind the left knee, reaching the right hand up and behind, taking hold of the fingers behind the left knee. Opening the chest, keeping the balance here. On the next exhale, releasing the hands, taking both hands down to the mat. We're going to shift our weight into the middle and heel toe the feet so that we can come into our Malasana squat. So sinking all the way down. And your heels might not be on the floor here, right? So if your heels are lifted, you can always put a little block under there, or maybe roll up a towel. But you want to find a place where your feet feel supported, because that's where you can really sink down, relaxing the muscles and allowing everything to open. Pressing the knees out gently with the elbows. And then when you're ready, taking the hands over towards the right toes, we're going to stretch the left leg long, toes up towards the sky, and we're coming back into our Skandasana on the right side. And once again, we've got the options, right? So you can take the hands to prayer, or you can take the right hand down to the mat, opening up the left arm up to the sky, or we can wrap our right hand behind the right knee and the left hand taking it behind, taking hold of the fingers into our bind, opening the chest, lifting, breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. Taking one last breath here. Exhaling, releasing the hands, taking both hands down towards the mat, turning the toes towards the back again. So we should have our right foot in front here. And we're going to sink the left knee down towards the mat. Inhaling, lifting the hands, lifting the chest, maybe lifting the face. Finding our Anjaneyasana on the other side. Breathing in, allowing the hips to sink forwards, opening up through the hip flexors, reaching with the fingers. Breathing in here. On the exhale, taking the hand down towards the mat, untucking the back toes. We're going to hop the back foot in a little bit so we can take it down to the floor. Straightening the right leg, and the left toes point up towards the top left-hand corner of the mat here. Finding our pyramid pose, inhaling, extending, maybe lifting the chest a little bit, and then exhaling, folding forwards, maybe tucking the chin and drawing our forehead down towards our right shin. Breathing in here, maybe drawing the right hip back, right? Because it's got a tendency to flay out to the side here. But keeping the hips even. Breathing in and releasing any tension on the exhale. Now taking both hands inside of the right toes, we're going to turn the left toes out towards the long end of the mat, right hand down towards the floor, and on the inhale lifting the left arm up overhead, and we're finding our triangle on the other side, and once again stacking the shoulders over one another. So maybe that means lifting the right hand off of the floor. Breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. And now breathing in, we're going to lift the right hand all the way up, coming back up into our star pose, turning both toes out to a 45-degree angle. And this time we're going to exhale, sinking the hips down into our goddess pose, taking the hands out to the sides, maybe taking a gentle movement left and right. And then taking the hands down towards the thighs. We're going to take a big inhale, and then exhale, lowering the right shoulder down. Inhaling, lifting back up to center. Exhale, sinking the left shoulder down. Inhaling back up to center. And then exhaling, straightening the legs, lifting the hands up overhead. We're going to exhale, folding forwards into our wide-legged forward fold. And coming down as far as feels comfortable. So maybe resting the hands on the mat. Maybe resting the hands on the hips. But allowing everything to gently fall into place. Feeling the release through the backs of the legs.
the hands, coming back down to the mat. Inhaling, lifting the chest, taking the knees down to the mat. We're going to meet in a kneeling position, reaching the hands up overhead, taking one last deep inhale here, and then exhaling, coming down into our final resting pose, allowing everything to settle.